guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you're new. And on this channel, we just share our experiences in Japan. And today, you're in for a treat. Cheers to that.
Okay. That was a good intro. Nice and smooth. Chill. In for a treat. At the chair. She's like, let it steep for about 3 minutes. I'm like, nah. I like it strong.
We've been meaning to do this for a while. So,
Right.
first, because we're recording this, and maybe a lot of people know you, and some people might be wondering whose face is this.
Right.
I want you to talk a little bit about you, what you do here, and why are you in Tokyo at this very moment? Because, like, I know you live like so far away.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know if anyone knows me, but yeah. So my name is Jay. I've been in Japan now 13 years, but even before living in Japan, I came back and forth um, because of where I grew up mostly in Hawaii, and so there's a big connection between Hawaii and Japan, the big
Yeah.
influence, Japanese culture and such. So that's kind of how I got to coming back and forth here. And I live, yeah, out in the Inaka,
Exactly. Countryside. I
countryside.
never thought I'd see you in Tokyo. It was really surprising when you said, "Hey, I'm over here."
Yeah, well, I mean, since COVID, I haven't come up much, but pre-COVID, I used to come up quite often
Uh-huh.
because of the work that I was doing then. But yeah, I think a lot of stuff changed after COVID, and so I haven't been up here as much.
Yeah.
So I think the last time I came up here was in October for the DMC DJ Championships.
Oh my God. I really wanted to go to that.
Yeah.
I saw it online. The guys who were scratching, their fingers were like had blisters, and like some people were
It
bleeding.
was a good show.
And I'm like, they did their best.
So I mean, listen, hip hop is part of my background as well, and so it was great to go out there and connect with some people that I knew, DJs that I knew from before, and to just get into the scene a little bit
Yeah.
again.
For real. So do you think they're gonna bring another one back?
I don't know if they're gonna bring another one back. Like that was the World Championship, so it was the first time it was in Japan.
Yeah.
But they do have regionals in Japan every year, so they're probably gonna go somewhere else for the championship, and maybe sometime they'll come to Japan again. But
Yeah.
it was really cool. It was really cool. So
You mentioned hip hop, and like I know hip hop is like a huge culture back home, your home country.
yeah,
But also in Japan, a lot of the youngsters,
yeah.
they have been like adopting this culture, the dance. You can see them in the parks and everywhere. So have you met like any Japanese people who are like really, really into this? And like, how do you connect with them?
No, absolutely. Yeah, I've met a lot. I've collaborated with a lot, and I've toured Japan because I'm also an MC.
Oh yeah,
So you can't
more
forget.
touring than I can do.
You can't forget that. So yeah, no. So I've connected with a lot of Japanese artists and worked with Japanese artists. And then you mentioned about like the youth kind of sharing some of that hip hop culture or participating in that.
Yeah.
And we did a project with Miyachi, who's a Japanese rapper, and he had an idea of just kind of showing like that sharing between the both, like how we can do the cultures and stuff. And
Yeah.
so I put together a video showcasing hip hop, but then also how there's the connection between black culture and Japanese culture. So, like you said, the youth, one of the number one activities that the youth participate is hip hop dance, right? So there's a lot of that, and then you see a lot of black folks that are into like anime, Then there's the fashion, like people dressing like hip hop or that Black American style. And
Yeah.
then there was people in hip hop dressing with like that. What was that Japanese brand? The bathing ape,
Oh yeah, I
right? That
see a
was
lot of
Japanese
that,
style.
especially
That's
in Shibuya.
yeah, it's
Hmm.
Japanese. So there's that connection there between it, and so it's good to have that sharing and such. So
That's really cool.
so that was
That's
a project that we put together.
fascinating because like I don't see anybody wearing any Jamaican t-shirt or Bob Marley
What are you
t-shirt.
talking about? I think
I
there's
see
a
lots
big
more hip hop than
reference.
I do see like reggae. It's like I don't know, reggae seems to be in a little niche and you have to really find those communities, but hip hop is everywhere.
But maybe you
Hmm.
can tell me, but I think if you when you do find those communities, like they're really into the culture. They
They
really have
are.
respect
Oh my goodness.
for it,
They
right?
are. They
Right?
are. Yes, 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 they are. I really think they do express themselves deeply in whatever it is that they're doing, not just
Right.
dance culture,
Right.
food culture, sports culture. Like they show up and they
Right.
show out. So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I wanted to ask you about the connection though, because you said you've met like a lot of Japanese, and I feel like one of the
I hope
things.
so. I've been here 13 years.
Yes, that's right.
So,
One of the things that I think people struggle with here is making connections with
right,
not only Japanese people but also foreigners.
right.
And how do you deal with that?
Yeah, it's I think it's a real issue that a lot of foreigners in Japan face. Um, and I think there's a variety of reasons for it, but there's also different ways that people can get through it. Like, first of all, you're going to have to probably just put yourself out there in some places. And
Yeah.
I think that's true anywhere you're at, right? Um, and so, like for me, I live out in the countryside,
Yeah.
and kind of a friendly person anyway.
Kind of.
Kind of,
I think you're one of the most friendliest persons that I've ever met.
I don't know. Like, I will talk to,
Hmm.
the people like my local convenience store by my house. Like,
Yeah.
they know me. I come in there like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Oh my
You know what I mean?
God.
Like, that's just who I am, right? And so
Hmm.
part of that, you got to be just reach out to people. Some people are not. I put people a little shy to talk to other people.
Yeah.
So if they're that way and then you're that way, then no one's gonna meet anybody.
True.
You know. So one of the things that I did in the city where I'm at is before COVID, for several years, I ran a monthly social mixer,
Uh huh.
right?
What do you like? What are you mixing up in that?
Everyone, people.
Mm-hmm.
So generally, the way things go is people go to work, and then after work, they might go to drink with coworkers, or go drink with their friends, and then go home. They don't
Yeah.
meet anybody. They don't talk to anybody new. It's the same routine.
Yeah.
And me, since I kind of bounce between a lot of different groups, right? So local Japanese folks,
Yeah.
uh, foreigners in there in the jets, or different other teachers, different communities. I would just do this social mixer, and I'd invite people, everyone.
Everyone.
What then? It wasn't like a language; it was just a people mixer. And so I found a local spot, and I was like, "Listen, I want to do this nightly thing. Is that cool?" So come in there, and those nights we kind of just packed the whole place out. And people would say like they would kind of imagine that people in Japan would be shy, and because they're meeting new people.
That's right.
But everyone had one common focus point, and that was me.
Mm-hmm.
So the first conversation would start out with, "Oh, well, how do you know him?" And then they start the conversation,
Yeah.
and then now they're having conversations about other things, and you know, now it's just a free for all. Everyone's
Yeah.
enjoying themselves, and then I float around and like try to move people to different areas. Like, hey, have you met this person yet? Have you met this person?
Yeah.
It's just a social type of thing, just to
Oh
have
my
a
God.
thing.
And you just said you're kind of not social. I beg to differ on many levels.
In some instances, listen, I get it. I get the shy thing too,
Yeah.
but
In what kind of instances per se? Like,
you know, I know just the same thing. Just when you're out alone, sometimes you just don't have that vibe. You know what I mean?
okay.
I get it, but it's sometimes you have to create your own opportunities, especially when you're in a place like Japan, when you're in a foreign country and a foreigner.
Yeah.
and people generally tend to stick to themselves anyway.
Yeah. I can dig that. Like I've done something similar to what you
Yeah,
said.
what are you talking about? You're like everywhere.
Me? Everywhere? What do you mean everywhere?
I seen the videos and posts. You're doing things with like the embassy. You're doing things with different events. Like you're like everywhere.
Yes. I try.
Yeah.
When you said created a space, that kind of hit a little, spot for me because I remember one time I felt like I wasn't meeting enough people and I'm in all of the community groups. I post in there all the time.
I don't.
And
You do, yeah.
yes, I do. And it's like, I'm like, how can I get some people out? And then it was cherry blossom season. So I decided let's try cherry blossom in the park, sakura
Right.
in the park kind of thing. And people actually came and they met other people. I think one person in particular said she was really happy because it wasn't about people trying to get to know what you do.
Right.
The first question was not, where do you work? What do you do?
Right. Right.
It was more of just having a genuine connection and just enjoying the moment, playing games, and
Right.
then at the end of the night, then we decide whether or not we want to connect with each other. So it wasn't a thing like, oh, I have to be prepared to talk about my job or any of that kind of stuff. So they were really relaxed and they really liked it. So maybe I'll do that more often, but I was
Why not?
feeling one of those feelings. I was in a space where I'm like, oh my God, I need to connect with people.
Right.
And that's why I did that. So, well, the embassy is different because they send out invites and I'm like, I'm just happy to be there.
No, they send out invites for you to come be there, specifically you. Like
Yes.
don't play like that. I've seen this stuff.
Me and a bunch of my other friends. So, yeah, that's really cool.
So I think sometimes you just have to do that. And then as foreigners in Japan,
Yeah.
if you're trying to connect with local Japanese folks, you might have to take that initiative
Yeah.
because there's going to be that question of, okay, do you speak the language?
Yes.
Can we even understand each other? Like,
Mhm.
so you might have to be the one that does the initiating. in
Yeah,
that
that's
situation.
that's true. I find that's probably very difficult for me. Not
Yeah.
necessarily initiating, but more so keeping the connection going.
Right.
Because I find like sometimes you have to plan in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very, very much in advance when you want to hang out with your Japanese friends. And
Yeah,
I'm
you'd be like, oh, you wanna? Yeah, we should grab dinner. Okay. How about next month? Like,
yes.
wait a what? Next month? Like, that's kind of okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So those kinds of situations. But you said you have so many friends. So how do you like try to keep it consistent with like a Japanese friendship?